It is a sound that, for a veteran, you never forget.
You're not getting out of here until you hear that sound, and we always said it was a whop whop that the Huey had.
In a place where darkness meets the light, there were reminders of another time.
Oh yes, definitely. They're in your head.
The Greene County Veterans Memorial Park exists to heal the unseen wounds of war. All around you are symbols of service and sacrifice.
It's a symbol, I guess, that we love, really, in a way, because it meant so much.
Larry Ayers in 1970 was just a kid from Wisconsin.
Well, it was really shocking for me.
A pilot with the 129th Assault Helicopter Company, he flew into places in Vietnam the troops on the ground desperately wanted to get out of.
They were just glad to get on it and get away, go back where it was peaceful.
Eventually, Larry and his Huey were shot down over Vietnam. When he came home to Wisconsin, a part of Vietnam came with him.
You think about the friends you had that maybe didn't come home, and you think about the friends you have yet that are still here.
And it was for those lost and those who carry on that Larry became involved in this memorial park.
I just feel very peaceful.
But for the last 12 years, Larry has been searching for something to add to this memorial park. And he finally found it. An old Huey that, like Larry, flew missions over Vietnam and shared something with a pilot who had been shot down.
It got shot up quite often.
For now, it sits in the back of a barn waiting for a chance to take its place in the Veterans Park. The Greene County veterans need $150,000 to repair and refurbish it. It will serve as a memorial to all of the troops who found hope in a sound.
The troops, when they were waiting for us to insert them or drop them off, they heard that sound before anything, and that they knew help was coming.
Right.
And help sometimes comes from where you might least expect it.
Is there anything there that you're going to use for the...
Born nearly 3 decades after the Vietnam War, 18-year-old Melody Pope knows the Vietnam War only from history books.
And I don't understand it. I'm not going to pretend to. I never will.
But when the Broadhead High School senior met Larry, she turned a class project into her mission.
I am very fond of good people because they're very hard to find.
So she worked for weeks to create a video to raise money to help find a home for a helicopter.
Oh, say, can you see?
I think it'll just be very emotionally impacting to know that this is going to touch people so deeply and offer an amount of healing and sanctuary and connection for people who need it the most.
Oh, it just feels good, I'll tell you.
A 71-year-old vet and an 18-year-old girl connected by a helicopter and that sound. A sound that reminds you that help is on the way.
It's not just a memorial. It's a place to come and find some peace.
The hope is that one day soon, the Huey will find its place here. But even before you see it, you can hear it. In Monroe.
Just hope it helps others that way too.
This is Dave Delosier, WISC News 3. Inside a hospital room meant for isolation,
Denise has been ill for a long time.
Denise Riem is never alone.
And I tried to encourage her, I said, don't give up on me now. It took too long.
40 years too long to be exact.
Oh my gosh, we met when we were each 19 years old.
In an old faded photograph are sweethearts who met in 1969.
We're together about 7 years and then broke up and went our separate ways.
But during those 40 years that they were apart, Bob Saplina never forgot her.
After a while I realized that, she was the one, and I kept trying to get back to her.
Last July he did, and it just felt right until things went very wrong.
And then was it a month later, the beginning of October, I got leukemia.
The months since have been spent here. To try to save Denise's life, doctors at UW's Carbone Cancer Center performed a stem cell transplant. And every day, the medicine that kept Denise going sat quietly in her room.
Oh my God, everything. Wait a minute. Everything. And she just sat there for countless hours. countless hours with me.
The hours turned into days, weeks, and then months until it seemed life for Denise was down to just moments.
We thought a week ago Friday that we were going to lose her. We thought we'd be having a funeral by now.
But instead of ending life,
Dearly beloved,
they decided to start a new one together by doing something they hadn't 40 years ago.
The light around her, it was like, you know, I saw an angel.
The wedding was organized by the nurses who cared for Denise. They took care of everything right down to getting her a wedding dress and flowers.
Today, we are going to celebrate life in a very different sort of way.
Denise, I give you this ring.
There to watch doctors, nurses, and patients. In fact, it seemed the whole hospital was watching on this, a day to leave nothing unsaid.
And then to Denise, I've told you many times before, I've always loved you, and I always will.
It took Denise and Bob 40 years to get to this one moment.
I pronounce that they are husband and wife.
Out of a hospital room meant for isolation, Denise and Bob became one.
I love you, Sue. Always have, always will.
At UW Hospital.
It's my goal to make her happy the rest of her life.
This is Dave Delosier, WISC News 3.